Educator Barnes here, and I'm back with another book talk and book review. So, the book I just recently finished was Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This is my third book by this author. I've read The House You Pass on the Way, and also I've read Before the Ever After. And Before the Ever After is a book I recently reviewed, so check that out. But this book tells the story of the author is autobiographical and is written in poems. So I don't want to call the chapter, but everything is a poem. So you could kind of call the poems chapters because they have titles. But what was really intriguing to me is that she even starts the book before she was born. And at the end of the book, she has information about how she talked to different family members to really learn her family history. So you have her family history, her family tree. You learn a lot about her life growing up, her with reading, how she fell into writing. And you also learn a lot about the civil rights movement because she was born in the midst of that. So you have all these different situations. There's so many historical references in this book. But even though this book is set during a time in our history where racial tensions were high, this book brought me a lot of joy. It was just so great to see the love that was clear from her family members and how that shaped her growing up and made her the person she became today, which is a wonderful author. So if you're looking for a book, and even though this book looks really thick, this book is full of poems that come together to tell this narrative of the beginning part of her life. I highly recommend it, even though there are historical references. As long, if you're using this with students, as long as students have a basic understanding of the civil rights movement and you take the time to explain some of the historical references that are in this book will be an easy and enjoyable read for students. And you might even pair this with the unit where you're talking about memoir or you're talking about writing out of biography, which may be an assignment that you do, because as a former English teacher, I can tell you, I love to have students read a text, and then we went to write a text in that same format. So Brown Girl Dreaming is an excellent book by Jacqueline Woodson. Out of the last three books, so I mentioned The House You Pass on the Way and Before the Ever After, this one is my favorite out of the three books I read so far. And because I enjoy her writing, I'm pretty sure I'll read more books by her. So check out Brown Girl Dreaming. And if you read it, let me know what you think in the comments.